I am optimistically excited for Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Now, I love Star Wars games, especially the two KOTOR games. KOTOR 1 and 2 are among some of my favorite games in general, so obviously I should be pretty excited for a new game that's similar to them. And I am, especially because you have some series veterans working on this new game. Now, it isn't called KOTOR 3, and I think that's actually a good thing. It gives this game its own identity, and if it's a little different from the other two games, you can just say, hey, obviously this wasn't going to be a complete sequel. It can be pretty well removed from those games, and I think it'll be fine. Though I do have some hopes slash hangups for this game that may make me either love it or hate it. And obviously I hope it's a good game that comes out relatively soon, but we don't even know really anything about this game. We don't know the release date, we don't know how it's going to play. We don't really know the story other than that it's taking place in the Old Republic, which is my favorite point in the timeline in Star Wars. I think having so many Sith is so interesting, and it can lead to some really cool stories if they do it right, but we'll see. But yeah, us not knowing really anything about this game gives me like the biggest fears, yet also some optimism. I'm hoping that this game, in its gameplay style, is similar to the original KOTOR games. Now, I don't think they should be one-to-one. I think KOTOR can really improve upon a lot of things to make them better. Maybe have it be more turn-based than the original games were, where you get rid of like the action element of it. Maybe have it be like Baldur's Gate 3 but good. I'd like it to be more turn-based than action-based. Now, I love Mass Effect. I think that game plays really well, especially Mass Effect 2 and 3. They have some of my favorite gameplay in like RPGs if you're using a gun. In Star Wars, obviously, use a gun a lot, so I think you could like almost lift some of those aspects into this game and have it be good. But you also got lightsabers, and I think having the combat be like so different depending on what you're playing as could be a little weird. So I'd prefer it to be more turn-based, and it would be similar to the original games. But you could also have it be a little bit more action-based, maybe a bit more like MMO, like Star Wars The Old Republic, or like Xenoblade. I love Xenoblade's gameplay, but I'd like it to be more RPG than, say, action-based. But if it's action-based, I'm not going to hate the game straight up. I know we're potentially having two KOTOR remakes in the near future. I could see them wanting to have like a similar system to those, but I don't know, since it's like totally different teams working on them, how like feasible that is. But overall, I think this game needs like RPG systems, it needs like stats. I think if you can get as close to KOTOR as possible in terms of like gameplay and like RPG feel, then this game will be good. Other than that, I think this game needs a strong party. KOTOR 1 and 2 have some of my favorite parties ever, and I love all the characters. I really love switching between them so they all got like a point to like do something within the story. And I hope you can switch between the characters, like you're not just stuck with like the main character the whole time. Especially if you have characters with like different playstyles. Like I don't want to see everyone with just a blaster. Obviously I don't think they're going to do that. It's a Star Wars game. It's an RPG where I assume you can like do different stuff. There's no way they're not going to have lightsabers, especially in the Old Republic. And yeah, I just want like a vibrant party that all feels different from each other. Give me a droid companion, give me a Wookiee companion again. Give me these like cool alien races that I think could make for interesting characters with interesting stories. I would like for the cast to be pretty well varied, like Mass Effect 2, another one of my favorite casts in games. Just so many cool characters to potentially choose from. And that brings me to the main character that I'm assuming, if it's like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, KOTOR, you're going to be able to customize them, you're going to be able to make them, I don't want to say like you, but pretty much you, to where you can decide like who they are, what they do. Now I know games today have main characters who will talk, and I won't hate if Fate of the Old Republic also has that, but I do think there's something missing from having like a silent protagonist where you can choose exactly what they'll say. Like Mass Effect I think really fell into this problem where you'll choose a prompt and the character will actually say something different. And if they do make you have a voice, maybe give us like a few different choices. I think that could be cool. And overall, I think that this game could really be cool by having us choose different races like you could in the MMO. Now, story-wise, this may be like an issue just because I feel like it has, like let's say KOTOR 1, you kind of have to be a human there. If the story dictates that the main character has to be this, then I guess it's understandable. But I think it could be cool and so interesting if they let the main character have like kind of a different backstory. Maybe it be like Dragon Age Origins, where the beginning's different based on your backstory and like what kind of character you make. Obviously, that'll be like a whole lot more work. They haven't even gone back and done that again in Dragon Age, so I could see them not wanting to do that again. But I think that could be cool. But yeah, overall, there's not too much to like talk about with this game yet because we don't know anything. We have like one teaser trailer. But the gameplay, the characters, those are my biggest like hopes for this game. With a good story, I'm sure I'm gonna like this game. I would prefer it to be really similar to KOTOR, but again, it having a different story. And if that story, like, I wouldn't be mad if it took place like a few hundred years after Revan, but like before Darth Bane, where we started to go into the High Republic part of Star Wars. I think that's like an interesting sweet spot because you can do so much. But yeah, overall, I hope we just get another interesting Star Wars game. I've been really wanting to replay KOTOR 1 and 2 again, and I just love another game to add to that list. Let me know what you think about Fate of the Old Republic, what your hopes are, what you kind of are anxious about. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, have a good day, and goodbye.